Y'all know I always be struggling to remember what to say. So I keep saying I'm gonna do it, and here I am finally doing it. Go ahead and follow us on YouTube at youtube.com/ at two scrippers one pole. Join us on Patreon for exclusive behind the scenes footage of full episodes as well as poll play and 2 new segments, Toy Talk and Tales of a Sensual Dom. That's patreon.com/ two scrippers one pole. Join us on Instagram at two scrippers one pole and two scrippers one pole the pod, because sometimes Instagram be hating. And finally, don't forget to rack up all the toys to bust maximum nuts. Head on over to Balesa and use code BB2S1P nuts. Now let's get into some shit this week. Hey y'all, let me make sure this mic is on because I just recorded a mini-sode, which I hope y'all watched already, episode 18, and my ass forgot to turn the mic on. But I'm outside in the elements, as you can see, those of you watching on Patreon, and then those of you listening. I don't know, I came outside last weekend, and I just really enjoyed being outside. Gives me a reason to come touch grass and like not feel so pressured. And it feels like it's hot as shit. It's hot as fuck, but you know. And I think it's nice to be outside. So that's why those of you listening, you hear stuff. I'm actually I'm sorry, I keep reaching back because all my stuff fell out my bag. I'm at Allen Pond in Bowie because I wanted to be near some water. Because if y'all ain't know by now, I love water. And I should have known it was going to be busy because it's a Sunday. But there's like live music, so that's what you hear in the background. And just trying to find a spot to sit at. I walked past this girl that's playing, I think it's a ukulele. She sounds really good. And then there's a man who has like a portable, like I guess a deep freezer for real. And he's like his own little ice cream truck, and he has a trapped out version of ice cream music. It's actually crazy. So that's just nice to see black people and their creativity. But yeah, anyway, I'm really excited because y'all hear me opening up my food, but y'all gonna hear me munching in a minute because Rice on Wheels, I've been seeing them. It's a hibachi food truck. And I kept seeing them on my timeline. I was like, I gotta get me some of that. But you know how like Chick-fil-A closed on Sundays, and you always be craving Chick-fil-A on Sundays. Rice on Wheels is closed Monday through Wednesday, and it's always Monday that I be like, let me get some motherfucking Rice on Wheels, and I can't, and I gotta wait till like Thursday. But by the time the weekend come, a bitch is booking busy and don't be thinking about no hibachi. So I was like, you know what? Let me plan out my day. I'm gonna go get me some. I just got teriyaki sauce on my damn blanket. I'm gonna go get me some of the food, and then I'll just go outside and record another episode. So that's what I'm doing. So give me a second because I'm hungry as shit. I probably should have ate this beforehand, but I wanted like a real time review. So y'all about to hear me munching. If y'all don't like the sound of chewing, I feel so sorry for you. I'm fucking this shit up. As you can hear, I dropped some grains of rice. I'm eating those too. This is good. And I got a little blueberry lemonade. which is really good too. Mm-mm-mm. Mm. Okay. So first things first. I realized almost immediately after I stopped recording last week's full episode that I started talking about a sexual fantasy, and I did not finish said sexual fantasy. I went off on one of my other tangents. Where's my notebook so that I don't go off on as much as a tangent beforehand? So I had said that Dixie asked me my original fantasy, which is still valid. I want to be tied up, suspended, spinning around, squirting. Definitely, without a doubt. Second, I've decided, it's always been a goal to give myself head, right? Is there a baby in that? I'm sorry, I'm listening to oh wow, that's crazy. Okay, y'all. See, black women save the day again. So I'm at the park, and I already told y'all that. But this dude is with his children, and him and the little girl are by the pond, but he left the stroller near the walkway. It fucking turns out that there is a baby in that damn stroller. So the black woman walking past said something to him. I didn't hear exactly what she said, but I started looking because I was like, what's going on? And so then I see something moving. It's a whole fucking baby. It's hot as shit. And why are you not paying attention to your fucking baby? You know what I'm saying? Anyway, I'm sorry, I keep burping. Speaking of burping, so I had a friend the other day, not really the other day, a few days ago. It doesn't matter. Timelines don't matter. So I don't know why I really be telling y'all that, but it's just for me. Oh, these geese are coming in strong. I ain't never seen no shit like that before. Geese are crazy. I really don't know why I came here, because geese are fucking insane. Back to the track. So I had a friend. I was on the phone with them the other day. They called me, and I burped, and they hung up on me. And at first, I laughed. And I haven't talked to them since then. But I laughed. For two reasons. Well, I laughed because I was kind of like, did that really just happen? But when I say I laughed, I mean I responded back almost immediately with I texted them with laughing emojis. So I laughed because it was more so a shocked laugh. But then also this is something that they would do. This is not new behavior. Right? And I guess I thought it was funny, but then when I really sat back and thought about it, I was like, that wasn't cool. And I haven't said this to them. I plan on saying it when I speak to them again, but I don't necessarily feel like going out of my way to do it. Now, let's say I talk to them. Well, no, that would probably be the first thing that I say. But yeah, my thing is, I don't understand why y'all niggas be upset when bitches be burping or farting. I'm just supposed to keep all of my intestinal issues, if that's even a word, but all of my bodily functions at bay. I'm not allowed to fart, or I'm not allowed to piss, or I'm not allowed to shit. I'm not allowed to burp. I'm not allowed to do any of this. And I'm not allowed to talk to it because I'm a woman. So I'm really just supposed to fuck up my organs because you don't want to hear me burp or fart or whatever the fuck else. Y'all really need to grow the fuck up. It's never that deep. And then second of all, my thing is I could see if I burped or farted or XYZ and just kept it going nothing happened. Because I know some people like that. They just be burping mid-sentence and keep talking, don't acknowledge it, nothing, and do it all the time. And it is a little gross when people do that. I'm not going to hold you. So when I be calling other people out for that, I make sure not to be a hypocrite. And when I catch myself burping or farting or whatever, I say, excuse me. So it was literally I was in the middle of the sentence. I burped. I was like, excuse me. Da-da-da-da. They hung up. And I heard them say something smart before they hung up. Then they tried to call me back. So if you're listening to this, friend, before I get the chance to talk to you, why the fuck you do that? I don't like that. Grow up. But that just don't make no sense to me. So I burped, he hung up. I sent the laughing emoji. Then after I sent that laughing emoji, I was like, that really wasn't cool. I should have unsent it and been petty. I could go and unsend it now, but then that's too much. But then you try to call me back. I'm not answering. Since you wanted to hang up and be childish, that's your punishment. You don't get to talk to me until the next time we talk. So that's that. Get fucking over yourselves, niggas. Bitches is a farting, bitches is pissing, bitches is shitting. We're fucking human, and that's what you do. You gotta secrete waste. So get the fuck over it. That's my little bit. I still have not gotten to the fantasy. So, I have always wanted to perform cunnilingus on myself. If I ever get flexible enough, it's really over for y'all bitches. And let me tell you, I know how to do some bridges and shit. Let me actually show. Let me see. It's a doggy. So cute. Hi. He's so cute. It's an ant on my blanket. So I've always wanted to do that, right? So one day, I was bent up and folded like a pretzel, right? And hi. Hello. And I had my pelvic bone up in the air over my head, and I would do this for the people who are watching on Patreon, but I'm near a playground and there's people, so it's gonna look really crazy. And it was like a direct shot to my mouth, and I was just like, that'd be crazy if I squirted right now and caught it. So then I actively tried to like make myself squirt so I could try to catch it. And I realized I had a problem. And I was like, that's kind of crazy. But it's like, you know, and honestly, I don't give a shit if squirt is pissed. I really don't. Because y'all niggas be gulping it up like it's the fucking Gatorade and you done ran 6 miles. Like, y'all really be just taking that shit straight down the esophagus. So I'm trying to see what's up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to see if I could handle what I be putting y'all niggas through. I think I can. So, and then just imagine, like, yeah, that's my new goal. I'm gonna just have to make myself do that. And I envision it, right, that I'm like up against the pole with my ass tooted and booted up on the pole holding me up, and then I'm just like, and then I'm like, you know what I'm saying? I really hope I'm not loud enough for anybody to hear me, because this is actually very crazy dialogue. This in my mouth. Sorry, y'all. This food is delicious. Something else. Another comment I started in last week's episode and did not finish. So, a terabyte is a lot of fucking space, right? And I was sitting here thinking, like, I need a new phone. I only got 256. I need the 500, blah, blah, blah. Realistically, I'm gonna run into the same problem, because I'm just gonna stop. I'm just gonna keep making videos and not going back and deleting them. And now I have 500 gigabytes worth of shit to go through, as opposed to 2 something. So I started moving stuff over to my hard drive, cleared up more than half my space, right? But speaking of my hard drive, why the other day I had like put it in and it said something about device unrecognizable. So I'm sitting here like, bro, what the fuck? And I kept pressing the first aid button and it's like first aid complete, but it still won't let me access my shit. So I've been a little nervous to try it again, because I'm like, damn, not only will I lose, like, I'll basically lose all this podcast shit, like all my earlier episodes, but like all of it, like fucking unreleased episodes that I still had to go through, fucking old episodes, audio reel, like sound clips that I used to make like all that shit. I'm just like, I'm not ready to process that possible realization, and I'm just hoping that like the universe is really just like shits and giggles right now, you know, just fucking with me, and it's not serious. So I've been steering away from that. But you know, I've been moving like my poll stuff on there. I have documents for work on there, documents for school on there. Like, my life is on that fucking hard drive, and it's acting up right now. So I'm not at I know I'm not emotionally ready to handle that possible disaster. But my hard drive is 1 terabyte. 1 terabyte is a lot of fucking gigabytes. So So I was like, I'm moving all this shit over here. I should probably have, oh wow, the ice cream truck man attached the deep freezer to a bike. So he is now riding around playing trap ice cream music with an umbrella on. I hope he rides over here. He looked like he might be going home, or maybe he's just setting up new shop. Because I need him to ride over here, because I could really use some ice cream. I don't know what kind. I kind of want an ice cream sandwich. But also, like, it's hot as shit. So that, not the cookie, like I guess the bread of it going to get stuck to the roof of my mouth. I kind of want an orange creamsicle. Or maybe, like, I don't know. If he's still here when I leave, or if he pull around, I might see what's up with it. But anyway, he got his little chair connected to he is really living his best life. I love that for him. You go, black man. Being successful. Yes, if you got a job, I fuck with it. As long as you ain't a broke boy living on your mama couch or your best friend's couch or somebody's couch, But if you on somebody's couch and you got a job, I've dated drug dealers before, so even if you a drug dealer, like, I might fuck with you as long as you trying to make it out the hood, you trying to make it off the couch, and you saving money and you really working towards goal. You can't just be a certified hood nigga. Even I don't know what it is. The hood niggas love me. They fucking love me. And I don't get it. I am not built for the hood. I'm not. Like, I'm not. No, ma'am. No, sir. Quite literally find somebody else to do it. It's not me. What was I talking about before I went on it? Terabytes. So, 1 terabyte is 8,000 gigabytes. That is fucking insane. And to think about how much my cousin was telling me about, there was a case where, like, a pedophile had I think 1 or 2 terabytes of child pornography. That is so fucking sick and insane. 8,000. And I really thought I was over here doing something with my 200. My fucking laptop don't even have that much fucking space. Come on now. Like, I got a notification about my laptop running out of space. 8,000 gigabytes? Of what? That's insanity. And he deserves to rot in fucking hell. And if anybody who is listening to this has shit like that, you deserve to rot in fucking hell too. Leave the children alone. Stop being disgusting. Burn in fucking hell. That's that. I did not go back outside. These are all really updates from last episode, because I be talking and I be saying stuff, and like, y'all really don't need, well, I do need to finish my sentences, because I was listening, because after I finished recording, I was like, something's not right, something is definitely missing, but like, the bugs are tearing me up, I'm going to fuck home. And then when I listened, I was like, I really just went off on a tangent and completely ignored finishing those thoughts. So I was like, I owe y'all that much, right? And so I also did not go back outside after last week's episode. I definitely went in the house, and I don't even know what I did when I got in the house. I probably took a shower and then went to sleep. I think so. The mini-sode that I just recorded, which was last week's mini. So these ants, y'all better not come for my food, because I will beat y'all down to the ground. Sorry if anybody doesn't support animal cruelty. Well, wait, that was wild. I hope you don't support animal cruelty. But if you're one of those people that's like, I don't kill bugs, that's good for you, but don't step in my territory, okay? If you're here, I don't kill ladybugs though. Those are good bugs. But like an ant, get the fuck away from me. A spider, get the fuck away from me. You know what creature actually terrifies me? Fucking slugs, worms, caterpillars. Caterpillars give me more of the creepy crawlies. I'm not scared per se, because when I was younger, me and my brother actually used to collect, and that's kind of wild. Well, it's not wild to say, because caterpillars turn into butterflies, but we used to like actually capture caterpillars. We never kept them long enough to like actually let them become a a butterfly because my mom was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? Let that shit go. So we did. But slugs and worms and centipedes, way too many fucking legs. Why do you need to move that fast? What is the purpose of your existence? That's what I need to know. But the slugs and the worms, absolutely fucking not. Like, that shit makes me stop in my tracks. That shit is disgusting. Like, and when I was in school, that woman is moving fast. When I was in school, one weekend when I went home, it rained on campus, and my roommates thought it was funny to send me a fucking picture of a slug. When I say I was pissed, I think I like removed myself from the group chat, because why the fuck would y'all do? I did something. I don't know if it was like I removed myself from the group chat or I like temporarily blocked them. I know I was like, that wasn't cool, don't do that shit again. But I was so deeply disturbed, and whenever I see like just even the thought of like, I saw something the other day where it was like something, it was a fucking slug, and they were like, I think it was like a slug eating something, and it was like, you know, it was zoomed in, so I didn't even know that fucking slugs had mouths. First of all, what the fuck do you need a mouth for? So they zoomed in and was like, oh my god, it's so cute. No, the fuck it's not. Get that shit off my screen. I don't want to see that shit. And just the thought of them, and like when it rains outside of my house, like I look down a lot when I walk, because I would just lose my mind if I step on I could get over if I step on a worm, but if I step on a slug, burn my whole fucking foot. I don't care if I gotta show them, burn all of it. All of it has to go. Amputee me, please. Yeah. How did I get on a slug conversation? I don't really know. I don't know how I got there. But, her ass is dumb fat. God damn, her ass is fat. Fuck, that is a juicy booty for real. Yeah, so I didn't go back outside. Then I was like, oh, I'll get up the next morning. I did not. I think actually, no, because that was Sunday. I don't know. Honestly, the week is kind of like, the beginning of my week is a blur. Monday through Wednesday, I can't really tell you what happened. Thursday, it's a notification from Twitter. Thursday, I only remember what happened because I went to grad school. I went to my internship stuff, which you can go back to Minnesota 18, because I'm trying to get out of repeating myself, because I be telling stories, and I know like some people be serial tappers, so like some things I say in my story or some things I say in the podcast, but like I don't know what I repeated, so I'm trying to, like, if I do know I repeated, I'm just going to redirect y'all. Okay, so if you want to know about how my Thursday experience went, I went to my internship, and then I went to go see the Barbie movie. So that's Minnesota 18. But that was my Thursday. And then after me and my friend went to go see the Barbie movie, we hung out. And so I didn't even end up coming home until the next morning. So this is now Friday. So I get home, I get my life together. I was doing like some cleaning, I was doing some editing, because I'm really trying to just get ahead of my work so I can actually start incorporating breaks. And so I was doing that. I had some meetings for work. I fell asleep. My cousin came over, and then we went to a play party. Shout out Black and Kinky. We were there from fucking 9 p.m. to 2 a.m. Then I went to one of my friends invited me to their house, and I was there until 9 o'clock the next morning. Mind you, I was up I was up. So I think I didn't even go get a bit of sleep until like 5 o'clock, 5:30 in the morning is when I finally got my eyes shut. And even then, it wasn't a deep sleep because I kept going in and out. So then I finally woke up at 9 on Saturday, and I had to rush home to like take a shower and all that stuff. Get home, take a shower, and it's at this point it's probably like 10 something. I have somewhere to be in DC at 11. So I leave, and it's telling me I'm not even gonna get there till 11 on the dot, right? So I get to DC, and the part of DC that I was at is a part that don't got no free parking ever. Like, that's not vocabulary you use in that part of DC. So I'm riding around trying to find a spot. Oh, that is a big ass clan of geese. Fuck ass no, y'all need to stay over there. Please do not come over here, because this is way too much shit to try and move. And geese really don't be fucking playing. Like, they claim their territory and they be like, bitch, back up. I really wish y'all could have saw the way them. I didn't know they. Well, I did know that geese can fly because Bob's Burgers had it. But like, anytime I see them, they be on the ground. They don't be in the sky. But they like swooshed in, and it was like 5 of them. So it was like the captain was in the front. They made like a little V, and then they all just like landed. But anyway, train of thought. Saturday. So no, yeah, Saturday, because today's Sunday. So then from there, trying to find parking. The event itself was from 11 to 2, cartoons and cuddles. We watched cartoons, ate cereal, and cuddled. It was a great time. Shout out to Jax. Love you. So we were there, and then from there, me, Deshaun, and shout out Yims, we had went to the Sean spot, and we was smoking, and we was there for quite a few hours. And I was like, in my head, I was like, I'm gonna do work. So I went home, and I pretended like I was going to do work. I made some posts like, oh, I'm going to get on live on Loyal Fans. What y'all want to see me do? Da-da-da. A bitch was knocked out. I was out. Okay? I got home at like somewhere between 6:30, 7:30. And I know that's a large gap. I think it was closer to 7:30. I don't really know. It doesn't matter. I just know that I did get home before 8. That is a fact, because I saw the clock at 8. And I was like, oh, I'm going to do a little bit of work, and then I'm going to wind down. Like, my options was like, oh, should I go live and, like, take a bath? Or should I do, like, some yoga? Or should I do, like, a foot massage or something like that, right? So it was all stuff that was centered around self-care. It's like, I'm going to do a little bit of work. I'm going to treat myself to this little thing. And then I'm going to, and then I'm going to go to sleep, right? Y'all, I was on that couch. Next thing I know, it was like 4 something in the morning. And I woke, oh my God, get up, get off my blanket. Sorry y'all, it was an ant on my hand. But yeah, I wake up, it's fucking 4 something in the morning. And so I woke up in a panic because the parking in my neighborhood, you know, you need a parking pass. And I was parked in my reserved spot. So you need the specific reserved spot pass. And, sorry, I want to make sure my laptop is still, oh, that's the wrong finger. Stop fucking playing. I know this computer be making stuff. I don't know if it says it's recording, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. If it was an awkward gap in recording, I'm sorry y'all, because my laptop just decided that Microsoft Teams is a new fucking mic, and it was doing that beforehand. Like, it used to do that shit to my phone, my old laptop, before I broke it. It would automatically connect to my phone in the middle of recording, so I would lose like footage. But anywho, so yeah, I woke up in a panic because I was like, it's 4 o'clock in the morning, and it was definitely part of my intention. Like, I had got upstairs, and I realized that I hadn't put my parking pass up in the window. So my intention was to go back downstairs and put my parking pass up, but I fell asleep. So I woke up at 4 something in the morning. Oh, Ice Cream Truck Man is on the move again. He does not stay put. He said, I'm fucking clocking this park. Please don't leave. Come this way. Okay. I think he might be coming around this way. He'll be coming around the mountain when he comes. He'll be coming around the mountain. So I woke up in a panic. I was like, fuck. And I looked out the window, and my car was still there. So I was like, all right, don't got to pay a tow truck fee. And I think they stopped towing at like 6 a.m. So at this point, I was like, well, we made it through the night. He is not, like, the tow truck driver has not come. Let's just hope he don't ever come. And that's kind of where we're at with that, right? Speaking of tow truck drivers, so y'all know I went on an adventure a couple weeks ago with the tow truck driver when my car broke down. And if you don't know, now you know. But yeah, my car broke down. He came to the rescue, and then the next day he had came to help me take my tow truck, or to take my car to my mechanic. And he had to come like later at night, so I went on an adventure with him, because when he took me, he got a call to go somewhere else, and it just made, like, he got 2 calls, and I was like, well, it makes sense for me to just stay in the car with you. Which honestly, like, he could have been a killer, because that wasn't even on record that he was helping me. I really need to stop making decisions like that. But yeah, at first he was like, nah, because he didn't have any of the calls. Then he got the call, and he was like, and it was out Bowie. And I live in, I'm not gonna say where I live, but it was out Bowie. So he was like, oh, do you mind like coming with me, and then I'll just drop you off after? And I was like, yeah, that's fine, because also, like, I know what it's like to wait on a tow truck, and I don't want them waiting on you, like, because he was like, I think they stuck in a ditch. That's kind of crazy. So like, go help them out the ditch, and then you could take me home. Like, I don't really got shit to do, so like, I'm not pressed to be in the house. Just like, don't fucking kidnap me or kill me, you know what I'm saying? So then it ended up, he was gonna take me home anyway, but then he ended up getting a call that was closer by my house, so it just made sense for me to go with him to that one little, you know, rescue, and then he dropped me off and then go to the other place. So yeah, like, he's cool and all, and we was vibing. He's younger than me, and we was having like some heart to hearts, right? Like, he was talking about his ex, I was talking about my ex, and in all of that, it seemed like baby boy fell in love with me, and I'm like, I ain't shit. I'm not the one to fall in love with, and I don't know you, you don't know me. Like, we just so happen to have this heart to heart moment, right? And so he started texting me like, damn, what I do, did I do something wrong, you mad at me? Like, baby, I don't even know you enough to be mad at you. Relax. Like, and I don't know, like, shit like that really irritates me. Like, unless I explicitly told you I'm mad at you, I'm not mad at you, right? And so I've said this before, I have too many notifications overwhelm me, right? And I have now put myself in, oh, doggy, I've now put myself in a situation where I have so many notifications everywhere, and I shut down. I stop opening stuff because I have read receipts on. I just don't be responding, or then I open stuff and I can't think of a response, and so then I end up leaving it there, and I'm like, oh shit, I never responded to such and such. So, you know, and then it's like, when I get messages like that, like, damn, you don't fuck with me no more, damn, but I ain't heard from you, damn, but like, it's just what I do, why you mad at me? I never said I was mad at you. You didn't do anything. And yes, I could respond and tell you that, but for me, like, I'd be overwhelmed. And it's always in moments like that, when I'm overwhelmed, or I'm irritated already, or I'm busy, so I can't even really get back to you, I see messages like that. So then it just further irritates me, and it really don't make me want to talk to you. And then by the time I even have like a headspace to respond to you, it's like however many days, maybe even weeks later, or I forgot about it, to be honest, until you send me another text that's just ridiculous. So I just need to get better at like telling people like, yeah, I need you to stop what you're doing, because now it's really giving, I don't want to talk to you. But at the same time, it's like, is it really worth it? Like, you cool people and all, but like, I don't know. But he was really giving like, he was in love with me and was trying to like get something started. And that's another reason why I was just like, I don't really know if I'm gonna keep talking to you, because you a cool dude. Like, I fuck with you that way, but like the other way you portraying, I'm not really digging it, and I need you to calm your horses, because I'm in no way, space, shape, or form do I want to be in a relationship. I have no desire to be in a relationship, right? I'm really just in my me era, and I'm allowing certain people my space. You know what's funny? Because when things come like full circle, when I just start, I'm still drinking. Let me get this little last corner out. Oh my God. Y'all, that's what I get for fucking trying to drink this shit so hard. I just sipped the fuck out of this, and it went straight to my esophagus. Like, that shit's crazy. And I'm over here. There's nothing in there, but I gotta get every last dollar, because this shit was $5 fucking. This is probably not even 20 ounces. This is it might be 20 ounces. Nope, it's 16. I paid $5 for 16 ounces. Inflation's a bitch. So I'm gonna get every last fucking drop. Yeah. being single. I'm enjoying being single because I can do what I want. And that's not to say I'm out here doing crazy shit, but I don't have to answer to anybody, and I'm really just in a space that I cannot hold space for another person. I am in an era where I want to and I need to. I need to and I want to. Both of those things, because they're different. We don't always do the things that we need to do, and we don't always do the things that we want to do. So I need and I want to focus on myself, because I've always focused on other people. And I've tried to say, like, oh, I'm focusing on me and you. But I would pour more into them and compromise myself for them. And, you know, so, yeah, it's me. It's me time. And I don't care. And, you know, when I fuck with you and I care about you, I'll still, like, look out for you. But all across the board, friendships, romantic, whatever's, it's about me. And I think it was minisode 6 with Tal and Dixie. We were talking about polyamory, right? And so now I'm like, and at that time, I was not in the kink space. I was not like a dominatrix. I wasn't doing any of that. And I had said that, like, you know, I wouldn't be, what did I say? I said, we looked up polyamorous versus polyandry. And polygamous, it was something, but there's a difference, and I can't Google it because I don't have cellular on my iPad, and my phone is recording, but, so if I get this wrong, send corrections to twoscrippers1poll@gmail.com, politely, don't be mean about it, but there was, like, a difference. So I think there's, like, polygamy is just the act of, polygamy, polyandry, what the fuck? One of them is a male, masculine presenting person, identifying person that has women. The other one, which I believe is polyandry, is the opposite of that, women with men, right? And so we were trying to figure that out, and then I Googled it, and we were like, no, we wouldn't do polygamous relationship, da, da, da. And then I Googled it, and polyandry was like the woman. And so then Tal was like, oh, would you do that? And they were both like, I would do that, and da, da, da. And I have said this, right? When in that, I was like, I envision myself with 3 people. And at the time that I said that, I had very specifically in my, not knowing this is where I was headed at all. This, like, I think at that point I had at that point, did I start? I'm trying to think if I had even started, like, making platforms, because I feel like that was, like, March or April, because I officially really started, like, learning and taking courses and stuff about, like, Findom through, I think I did that in, like, late March. So I don't know. Either way, the point is, like, at the time of that episode, I did not envision any of this. This was not in my plan to do any of these things. And I was really going to be telling this podcast from a point of view of, like, a former stripper, a former teacher. I'm just a woman living life. And as y'all know, the new people who've been here, I'm unhinged all around the board. So it was just kind of that. And now I'm in this space of, like, kind of redefining what everything is and, like, always connecting dots. But I had said that I envisioned myself with 3 people. At that time when I said it, I envisioned 3 specific people. Only one of those people are still around. The other 2, one of them is around, but is a friend, and we had a really good conversation, but I'm no longer in a state of Delulu, okay? Delulu is the Sululu, but I am not currently in a state of Delulu. And, get the fuck away from me. I see you, bitch. I'm about to pull a Deshaun and fucking start boxing fucking bees out here. Anyway, so the third person that I had in mind was just playing games, and I was like, yeah, that's dead. So then, is that a dog or a deer? I can't really tell. Where are my sunglasses? I don't know why I think I can't see. These got tints on them, so that just made that 10 times worse. I don't fucking know. But if that's a dog, you need to get that shit checked out, because why it look like that? State of the Lulu. Stop talking to people. Blah blah. I said I would have up 3. I envisioned myself with 3 people. And with that, they could also date who they want, right? But none of them could say that I'm their girlfriend. It's just like, I like y'all for me. I like me for you. You can do what you want. And as long as there's open and honest communication. So I guess I am for polyamory, right? And now that I'm like in a space where that's like a thing for a lot of people, I don't see myself being committed to any one person, really, ever. I don't want to be anyone's girlfriend. Like I'll have. I guess I'm single and polyamorous. Is that a thing? Like, cause I don't know. I guess I gotta do more research. But then also, like, everything's so finicky. People identify in so many different ways on so many different levels. Like, we're not even talking about sexual orientation here. Like, it's so many different things. But yeah, so I'm still figuring that out. But I was thinking to myself, and I was like, I don't want a boyfriend. I like the idea of a boyfriend, but I don't want one. Y'all just get on my nerves. For real, for real. Like, I'm not dating nobody. I'm not, got my little, my sneaky link. Good people. If you listening to this, I fuck with you the long way. You already know that though. But then I have I really only have one play partner. And that's really it. Yeah. I don't really know where I was going with that, but like the gist is, I ain't putting no ring on this shit unless I would buy myself a ring. I would. What else was I going to talk about? I think this might have been something I started and then got distracted. But when I was recording the mini-sode, which I'm mad because I ain't turning the mic on. And I keep doing that. I really need to get better at that. I also need new mics. Check out my Amazon wish list. I got mics on there. If you try to spend $250 on your girl, you know what I'm saying. But excuse me. I was talking about, ironically, Nelly Is Hot in Here was playing when I started the video, and it actually was very hot in there. And I thought I turned the AC on before I started recording. But I actually turned the heat on. So all that says is I really need to learn how to pay more fucking attention, because how I turn the heat on and forget to turn the mic on, like, I really was just fucking up that whole episode. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. I'm trying to look at my notes. Exciting things. So I have somebody who filled out my submissive application. They found me on FET. And I love when submissives do things without having... Wow. I just flicked an onion out of my thing, and I tried to toss it in a completely different direction, and it landed right in front of the camera. But I say but like when I go back and listen to these, I be like, I don't like how I sound sometimes in terms of like filler words, but that's just me. Like, I gotta get over it. That's how I talk. That's how I am. I'm a little bit quirky. If you know me, I just be saying shit. I be over the place. I be losing my sentences in the middle of my sentences, but that does not diminish my intelligence or my professionalism. Like, I be getting real self-conscious, and I be wanting to cut things out. Or I be like, oh, no. Like, let me not do this for this episode of like, I'm like, that's just how I feel. That's literally me. I'm giving y'all authentic me, and I don't need to be so self-conscious because other people, like, we all have the things that we're slow down words. We all have things that we are self-conscious of. And I have always, like, thinking about grad school, my values, my boundaries, all of this whole experience. I've always said it. I'll keep saying it. Authenticity. when I did my list of values, and I don't have them on me, I don't remember them all off the top of my head, but I know consent and advocacy were on there. Grace was on there. I think dignity was on there. But I had 9 words that consciousness was one, that I came up with, and then for the 10th, or maybe it was 8, I don't know, it was either 8 or 9 words, and then the 9th or 10th word, whatever number it was authenticity. And that's one of my main values in all of this. Like, I want to remain authentic to myself, going back to part of the reason why I'm single, because I tend to give up what I want to do for the sake of other people and their feelings. Trying to take care of other people. I need to take care of myself. I cannot take care of anybody else if I'm not fucking taking care of myself. You cannot take care of anyone else. Like, you cannot pour from an empty cup. So if you are not pouring into yourself, how can you possibly expect to be able to pour into somebody else? Everybody needs to pour into themselves first. You need to take care of you first. Yes, responsibilities, that's easy. Everything I say is always going to be easier said than done. Because you just have to be put in a position, you have to experience things for yourself to truly know how you're going to be able to handle the situation. So that's why I try not to judge people. I try not, when people ask me for advice, I give them my point of view, but I also acknowledge, I'm not in your shoes. I can tell you what I would do, but realistically, even if I was in your shoes, I can't be 100% that I would make the decision that I'm telling you or that I'm advising you on, because it's all really circumstantial. And authenticity, this journey, that's where I was at. So I'm really trying to focus on what I want and need, or creating what I want by focusing on what I need. And keeping my wants in mind as I take this journey. I'm learning new things about other people. I'm learning new things about myself. I'm seeing how everything connects. And being, at the end of the day, I am a sex worker, right? And saying that can raise faces or turn eyebrows, I don't know. Y'all know what I'm saying. And it's something in one of the group chats that I'm in, a lot of people talk about trying to do this faceless. And originally I was going to try to do this faceless, but now I'm doing it with my face out, and I have different, when I got into this, I wasn't thinking that I was going to do this, and then it became a thing. So I'm my face and my name and everything is already out there. So it's just I try not, I don't want to say cross-contaminate, but I try not to cross-contaminate the two. But realistically, all of it, if somebody really wants to do the research, they can figure out, who I am easily. And that is a privilege that I have that a lot of sex workers don't. And it's something that I'm not in a... I'm sorry, y'all. It's 2 cops that it's a group of black women, and 2 cops just walk up to them, so I'm trying to see what's going on, being nosy. It's a black cop and a white cop, and a white cop is talking to him, and the fucking black cop is behind, being a little bitch. I don't know what's going on. Okay, everything good in the hood. I don't know. I couldn't hear, but I ain't like that. Anyway, so I'm saying all that to say is that so when I first got into this, right, I was I want to do foot fetish content and ignore fetish. It's that's easy. I can do that without my face, blah, blah, blah. So then I joined it. If anybody's interested in becoming a financial dominatrix, I would definitely say to do your research, obviously. And I think that Mistress Marley has some really good platforms. Her Patreon has all you need to know. It's a lot of information on there. It's self-paced. Take your fucking time, because it is a lot of work. It's something that, and how I started making the different platforms And then I was also doing research, trying to find out about kinks that I would be interested and comfortable in doing. And then eventually I found my way to the kink space. And now I'm in a place that I have a completely better understanding of the world that I am now entering in and how to move in that world. And I'm still figuring out certain kinks, but I feel more confident of trying to put more of my energy into this to make this my reality and make this like, I know I can be successful from this because I've done the proper steps. And I wanted to focus on that and be faceless, but then I was just like, it took a lot of work to do that, to be honest. Like, it's a lot more work to do it that way. So I was like, fuck it. And the mainstream content that I had started OnlyFans, and I was like, oh, I need to show my pussy to do this, and I need to do that, and I need to do that. And it got to a space where I was like trying to make content to please and awe other people. And it was like I was drawing people that I didn't even want to really entertain, that I didn't want to be in my business like that, right? So I had to do some reflection, and I was like, so more specifically, right? Some people are like, I'm not doing no nude. One of my hard limits, I'm not having sex with anybody on camera. I'm not. I feel like sex is very intimate, and that's what I want to share with the person I'm having sex with. I don't really care to have y'all watching, but I got a lot of people asking me like, oh, do you have boy-girl content? Do you have boy-girl content? So I was like, I don't, and I didn't plan on it, and now I do, but I'm still not, I don't have it, but I plan on making it. But it's also, like, I had to remember my audience. Like, I'm seeking submissives, right? So I want to make content that is focused on the submissives that I am seeking. So it's still not going to have any sex, but I'm like, I'm really interested in like water sports and squirting, because I'm like, I be fucking squirting, and I be talking about how I be fucking squirting. So I'm like, y'all need to see this shit, right? And so then another, like, just being a business owner and a content creator, like coming up with pricing, be like, so at first, like, everybody's like, oh, you could charge heads for it, you could charge heads, like, people who show nudity, they be making hella money, And I keep talking about, like, the broke boys, right? So at first, I think I was selling them for, like, I think I was doing, like, $50, right? For my squirting videos, right? And it was still, like, niggas be broke and don't want to pay that, right? I was like, it is what it is. It is what it is. I did have one person pay that much for a video. Shout out to you. But I think he realized he was probably about to make, because he was actually my biggest spender on OnlyFans, and I think he was like, yeah, I can't keep doing this. But anyway, that's besides the point. So y'all know I be making like, oh, the broke boys. Well, the broke boys really gonna be mad at me, because y'all ain't never gonna see my vagina, because I decided to charge $333 for my squirting videos, right? And that sounds crazy, and it might be crazy, but somebody's gonna pay for it, because this is my idea, right? I just don't want my lady bits all out in the world like that. And then I was like, this is the way I envision it, right? I'm starting out. You see me, you see my toes. You be like, damn, girl, that's some fine ass toes. Let me suck them. I be like, you gotta pay to see these toes. Chill, little 1333, right? You see my toes. You get a little ass worship. You see me shaking this jiggly ass, right? You're like, damn. And you're just so infatuated with me. Not to the point of obsession that you just start, like, going all crazy about me. Because I don't want nobody crazy about me. Words have power. Do not be crazy about me. I don't want it. But you're just infatuated. You admire me. You adore me. Like, you're just like, oh, my God. Temptress, like, I want to support. I want it, like, you're just so in love with me that you're just like, I want to see your growth, right? So then one day you're like, and I think too, like, it all works out. Temptress, I'm tempting. I am a tease. I will admit that, right? So I'm playing on the whole idea of me being a tease. And if you really want to see this pussy, and you got it like that, because that's what I'm going for. I'm going for the niggas with money. That's what I'm going for. If you finna drop 333 on the thing, and you gonna drop 333 on the thing. So I realized that it will probably be a while before those videos sell, but I'm okay, because I know somebody's gonna buy it. Because I was on it, man, you got people selling fucking 1-minute clips for $30, $40, $50. Somebody gonna buy it. And that just deters, like, the everyday nigga that be seeing me on the street from seeing my pussy. Because, I mean, honestly, like, are you really about to drop $333? You probably don't even have $333. And if you do, I just hope that you don't come across my stuff. But like, if you do, don't mention it to me. Don't be fucking weird and be like, yeah, girl, I saw what that thing do. Like, don't. Like, if you seen my lady bits on the internet, do not mention it to me. Actually, if you saw it and you didn't pay for it, somebody about to get sued. I'm gonna sue somebody. So I'm gonna find you and I'm gonna kill you. Well, I'm gonna find you, I'm gonna sue you, then I'm gonna kill you. Nah, I'm not gonna kill you because I'm not going to jail because you fucked up. But you know what the fuck I'm saying. My lady bitch should not be on the internet unless you pay for them. Even if you paid for them, you are now a key holder. And if I find out that you did some shit, I'm suing you into the fucking ground. You gonna wish I fucking killed you, bitch. That's that. I hope no kids are listening on here. Speaking of kids and marketing, like, that's the other thing. It's like weird because I'm in settings where I work with younger people, and it's what am I trying to say? Y'all know what I'm trying to say. The marketing, like, there should be a platform that is very specific to, like, you have these. Okay, so this is what I'm trying to say. Like, it's hard to market and avoid getting a crowd that's under 18. Because I really think that, like, as much precautions and ID verifications that they need for us to participate, like, as sex workers to participate in shit, they don't be doing the same vetting process for the patrons. But then you mean to tell me that I could possibly get in trouble because a 17-year-old or somebody younger got access to my stuff? But y'all made me submit all this ID verification to make sure that I was of age, but y'all didn't do the same thing for them. So that pisses me off. But back to authenticity, which is why I started this, right? I realized people were talking about, like, the risk of being screen recorded, or if this happens, if that happens, and it's a very real risk, right? And I realized that I'm in a position where I am able to talk freely about what I'm doing because I've also connected the dots. Like, I've connected the dots in a way that, like, although this is not my reality now, it's not my reality currently, I can see how it can be my reality. So I'm holding on to that and trying to move in a way so that my reality actually is, like, it's becoming my current reality. Y'all know what the fuck I'm trying to say. So I'm moving in a way that'll come to fruition. Because at first I was just like, oh, this stuff, what does it mean? And now I see what it means, and I know that I can make it happen. I'm putting that faith and that trust into myself. But not everybody has that realization, or that they're just not in a position to be able to walk in their truth without risking it. And I'm like, I am in a flexible enough space, and I've figured out how to say the things I'm doing without saying the things I'm doing. And, like, just practicing discernment of, like, how much I talk or what types of things I post on certain platforms, and things like that. But I say all that to say is that, like, it's a risk that I could lose certain things because of what I'm doing. But if it happens, it happens. Like, I'm just tired of holding back parts of myself to appease the masses, or holding back parts of myself for fear that, like, I'm not going to be successful, because I know that I am. And I don't really know, like, I feel this goes back to me just being, like, judgmental of myself and, like, in my head. Like, I feel like I just went on a nonsensical rant, but I know it made sense. And I just, like, I be trying to, that's why I like podcasting, because it does help me talk a little bit more through what I'm saying. Yeah, I hope that made sense, but I know it did. I just be in my head about stuff, and it's awkward because, like, people are looking at me and, like, the ice cream truck man did not come over here, and I'm actually really sad. I hope he's still here by the time I leave, because I'm trying to get some. I don't even see him. Is he behind the fountain, or is that him parked over by the tree? I should have worn my glasses. I think that's him. Does that look like a deep freezer on wheels? Is that a bug on me? Oh my god. Why the bugs love me? I don't get it. That's why I started all this. I started talking about submissives. Haha. See, I always bring it back. Let me drink some water, because Definitely put a shit ton of food in my mouth just now. Oh, that's not open. Ice cream cart guy is on the move again. Okay, I had to drink my water. Make sure y'all drink water. It helps relieve constipation. So that way you can do butt stuff. Anyway, submissives. So, I got this dude that filled out my submissive application. And I love when subs do things without being told to. They read and they do the shit. So he filled out my application. He paid the fee. I read it. And I was like, this is interesting. Let me talk more. So I reached out to him on FET. So he messaged me on FET and sent me an email to tell me he filled out the application. And y'all know how I be about these fucking notifications. So I was like, look, boo, I got it. You don't have to message me on all the platforms saying you did the thing. I see it. It's a weekend. I'm not responding. And at this point, I was still in school. So I was like, school and like my actual job take precedence over this. I'm acknowledging that you sent it, but like, give me some time. He's like, okay, da-da-da. So then I read through his email. I responded. I reached out to him to let him know that I responded to his email. So then he was like, okay. Then he went and responded to my email. And he was like, I'm just letting you know I responded. So I read it. And he had mentioned, like, he's like, I do have something that I didn't mention in the application that I want to make you aware of. I hope it's not a problem. He is deaf. And I was like, that's not a problem. Now I'm actually more intrigued by you. Because, okay, so we always say, like, oh, this is something that I want to learn. And then there's always some excuse as to why we don't do the thing, right? I've always wanted to learn ASL. I have a lot of friends who are partially deaf, or they have fully deaf people in their family, so they know sign language. And I know my cousin has been learning sign language. So I'm like, it's always something that I wanted to learn. And I know, like, the basics. And I do, like, my friend Wendy, if you're listening to this, shout out to you. Purple Rose Wellness, candles, and, skincare, all that. Just I love her. I love her. I love the family. Go support. So, on her birthday, I learned how to sign happy birthday. And I sent her a video. So I would do things like that. And ASL is always something, but I guess for me, Spanish just took the precedence. But I was really intrigued because I was like, okay, well, this will definitely force me to learn ASL. And it would just be, like, fun. And I think that, too, like, the dominant submissive role, right? Dominant, the goal of a DS relationship, it's about both parties. The submissive should be listening to the dominant, but the dominant should be making their decisions based on the submissive. It is like it's a transactional relationship, and the dominant should not be moving from a space of their own wants and needs, if that makes sense, right? So I'm like, okay, if I select this person to be my submissive, he has told me the things that he wants to work on, so it is my job to kind of safely bring them through that submissive journey. And some people might have different ideas on that. Everybody always has a different opinion. Nobody's going to agree on everything 100%, but that's my understanding of it. Like, as your dominant, we should both be learning something, and you are more or less my responsibility to make sure that you see it through your submissive journey, if that made sense to y'all. It made sense in my head. I'll probably bring it back up at some point in a more fleshed out thought. But I brought all that up to say that I'm really excited that this person has come across my plate. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to go about making him a owned submissive, and figuring out what our dynamics is going to look like. So I'm like really excited. He's like really pumped, and he's like, oh yeah, obviously I was like, well, before we start doing in-person sessions, we got to figure out how are we going to communicate successfully. And he said that he would love to teach me ASL. So I'm really excited about that. So my first task to him was for him to make a presentation of like basic common ASL terms I need to know, and like if he knows anything that is like BDSM. related. So I'm excited I'm gonna check in tomorrow because I haven't heard back from him. But I'm excited about that. Bottom before topping. So I am interested, like, as a sensualist, dealing with things that have to do with sensory activation and deprivation. Like, I love that shit, right? So the idea, when you cut off one sense, the other ones become heightened. So the most easiest one with sensory deprivation is just cutting off eyesight or cutting off the sound, right? So I've bottomed for sensation play, like, like feathers and hard, like textures, feeling textures or feeling things, or temperature play, hot versus cold versus like room temperature. I've been doing rope play and learning that. I've been dabbling in electro play, which I really need. At the time of this recording, I do not have an electro wand. Hopefully by the time this releases, somebody somewhere has gotten me an electro wand. But I've been doing electro play, and that has been a lot of fun. What's the other thing that I said? I don't have my list. Well, I do have my list on me. Let me see. Beep, 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 beep. Definitely almost spit on myself. That's crazy. I had it somewhere. Because I've just changed, because I've also been trying to see like what words are repetitive or what falls under what. Wax play. So I've done some wax play. I haven't dabbled in wax play since I made the Tales of a Sensual Dom. And I go back and forth on like Tales of a Sensual Dom, Tales of a Sensual Femdom, because Femdoms is femdom. Femdom, F-E-M, is female domination, and Femdom is financial domination, and financial domination is a kink under Femdom. You like to be financially dominated by a woman, or woman presenting, feminine presenting, but there's also, like, that's not to say that men cannot be cash masters. The male equivalent would be a cash master, or like they call them something else, I forget. But the point is, financial domination is a fucking kink. And I go back and forth between saying like, oh, I'm a dom, I'm a femdom, like whatever. The point is, the last time I played with wax was when my cousin came over and we did that wax play scene. Because I don't have my crock pot broke. Like, I was supposed to use my crock pot to heat the water and have the candles in the crock pot, because the class that I went to, that's how they did it. And I'm using body safe low temp candles, but she had one of the sets of candles in a crock pot, but my crock pot broke. So then I'm not going to tell y'all, because the way I melted those candles was very ghetto. So and it took a long time. And I was like, I'm not even about to do that again, because it was just, it was ghetto. And I'm trying not to be ghetto. So I was like, I'll just wait till I get the proper materials. But I say that to say, I bought them for fire last weekend. I'm just doing all the shits, right? But all of the shits that I'm doing, I bottomed first. And I think this is important. Like, if you want to become a dominatrix, or if you just want to get into kinky shit, period, you don't want to be a dominatrix, like if you want to get into the kink space, I think it is, first, if you go to a play party, especially cis het men, go as a voyeur first time around, because y'all don't, and I hate to generalize, but y'all don't always be understanding consent, and y'all just be kind of doing stuff, and like, y'all be making the femme presenting, the ladies, y'all be making us feel like uncomfortable sometimes. So go to a play party as a voyeur. But like, if you decide to, you can go and participate too. I don't know, like, y'all just be funny sometimes. So yeah, consent is important. Make sure you have somebody's permission before you touch their stuff, before you touch their body, and really before you talk to them. Like, don't just go up to them and talk to them. Like, can I talk to you? Do you have a moment to speak with me? So make sure that you come in that space feeling the room out. Don't just go be like, yeah, I'm about to fuck, because y'all be fucking up. And I say it because that's what I've heard. I have not seen, I have not seen that for myself, but in having conversation with other people, I've been seeing it. But I said all that to say, in general, if you want to get into kinky shit, or you want to have a specific role within the kink community, I think it's incredibly important to bottom for something before you start topping for something. And this is so that you really understand the mechanics of how things work, and you can also describe sensations. So I've bottomed. I will say the only thing I did not bottom for before topping was wax play. And the only person I have done wax play on is my cousin. We went to the class together. We learned the same things. I wrote down my notes. I practiced on myself there, like I poured it on my arm. And then me and my cousin went and bought the supplies, and she let me practice on her. So I topped in that regard before bottoming, but before I started it, I got proper education, and I made sure to ask questions about what I asked all the relevant questions before I started doing it, so that way once I started doing it, I had a better sense of how all of this should go, right? So either do extensive research before you start something, or just bottom for it first. Like fire play, I bottom for that, and I'm very glad I did that. I would first of all, fire is dangerous, so I would never but once I learn fire play, y'all, I'm just I'm so happy. Like and I might be learning it sooner than I thought I would. But being able to be underneath that and see as you're bottoming, ask questions too, like what materials are being used or what are the type of things you should look out for, because obviously with wax and especially fire, you want to make sure that there's not certain chemicals on a person's body, because if you put fire on them and the fire reignites or something, or you're not paying attention, or if it comes too close to something they may or may not have on, you can burn that person to a crisp. Wax play, you could cause an allergic reaction, or you could also give that person a burn if the wax is poured from too close of a distance. But again, risk profiles are different, because maybe somebody does want to be burnt, but then that's also just because you are a dominant and that person wants to be they're more of a masochist, you don't have to do that if that's not something you as a dominant person are into. I'm not into cuts and bruises, so I would not seek or accept a submissive who's into that. Now, let's say I'm not into that and my person isn't necessarily into that, but then we develop a strong enough DS relationship that eventually they're yeah, I want to see about getting a bruise. If the relationship is where I feel like I'm comfortable enough doing that, and we've built that trust between each other, that might be something I explore for myself. But right off the bat, I'm not going to accept any submissives that's yeah, fuck my shit up, because that's not what I would want to do. But yeah, that's that. I'm going to end the episode here. Mango's message. Let's see what I talked about. Be authentic to yourself. You cannot pour from an empty cup. Take care of yourself first, always. If you have other responsibilities like kids or family members or things, I'm not saying, I understand my privilege in a lot of ways of I've been blessed with people who bless me essentially, or certain opportunities that just happen to fall into my lap. So it's always easier for me to say than for sometimes for me to do, but especially for other people to do. But if it pouring into, I'm sorry, y'all, I'm trying to close this. Pouring into yourself can simply really just mean instead of taking somebody to work, whoever that person is, you spend that time in the house and you take a nap, or you take a bath, or you cook yourself dinner, or something like that. Stop letting go of taking care of yourself for the benefit of other people. So that is one of my messages. What's another message? I didn't circle back on the celibacy thing, but that's because I'm still figuring that out. I do kind of have a story for that, but I'm going to wait until I actually figure out where I'm going with that before I bring that back up. But that's really it. Geese are crazy. Squirt is... Did I say that? I feel like Squirt is really pissed. Yeah, I did say that, but I don't really give a fuck. It's my piss. Y'all be drinking it. Why can't I? That's that. Y'all be safe. Make good choices.